How you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Now we got a very interesting subject this morning. Early puberty in boys and girls. All right, define early puberty.
So, early puberty, or precocious puberty is the technical term definition, is when a child's body begins developing into an adult too soon. And that's defined usually...
In what age?
That's defined usually before 8 in girls and before 9 in boys. And this means not just like she started to have breast development. It includes rapid growth of bones and muscles, changes in the body shape and size, and development of the body's ability to reproduce. So all of those things.
So they're growing up too fast?
Well, their body is ready.
And their body is
too early.
Their body can't.
Part of their body is, and the other part may not.
Right.
That's right.
Oh.
That's right. And we know this is happening over the past 100 years. Looking back, girls have started to have their periods now around 12 to 13. 100 years ago, it was around 16. And boys are showing puberty as early as 6 months to 2 years earlier. So this is a general trend in all kids.
How are boys showing puberty?
So some boys can start to have early pubic development, early changes in their sex organs as well, acne, voice changes. They can go through those same signs earlier than normal, just as girls can.
My nephew is 6. He got a beard already.
And so, doctor, they're saying that are the causes of this precocious puberty?
Right. So precocious puberty or early puberty can be broken up into known and unknown causes. Of the known causes, it can be central or peripheral. Not to get too technical, but there could be things going on in the brain or central nervous system. And then there could be things going in the body outside of that with, like an ovarian tumor or some hormonal exposure or disorders. But there are a lot of unknown causes that we just don't know what causes. Sometimes when the child goes through evaluation, they can't identify a reason for the start of early puberty. And that's a lot of cases. In those situations, there is a lot of ongoing research. And some of those links or associations have been credited to environmental exposures. There are some studies by the CDC.
Hormones.
Yes, absolutely. What we call endocrine disrupting chemicals, if you will, household chemicals, plastics, different things in our food and in our environment that may be triggering and disrupting our hormonal processes in our body.
Like which foods?
Well, it's more so of the additives, preservatives, and chemicals that get into our foods and our products that we use on a regular basis, and environmental cleaning products. It's the air we breathe, the water we drink. It's everywhere. And not to scare people, but we need to be knowledgeable of that and start to cut back on those everyday uses of certain things.
So I have a brother who works out a lot. He was, doing creatine and all that.
That's why we need to check. That's why people need to know.
Does that have any effect? Like when he and his wife got together and had my nephew or my niece, could that be a contributing factor?
No more
the supplements that the guy uses?
We don't know all the answers. I would imagine that could have some effect. I'm not quite sure. But what we're talking about is when you think about a baby, a mom can be exposed to these chemicals and be pregnant. And those chemicals have been found in the urine of that baby and the mother. And some links have been made to early puberty in those children. So yes, I can imagine that's possible.
So you have no way of preventing early puberty. But what about in African American children? Are we disproportionately exposed to early puberty more than any other race?
Well, what I would say to your first point, in some sense, you can prevent some aspects of early puberty. One link to early puberty is obesity, and so that's preventable. As far as your point to African Americans, we know that obese children are more disproportionate in the African American community. And other risk factors for early puberty are being a girl, being African American, and being obese. So that's why it looks like African American girls are affected by this more disproportionately.
And so, can we can we feed our children? Can we can we eat? Can we drink? I mean, it just seems so overwhelming
Yeah.
in trying to prevent this.
Right. It's in our everyday lives, but the tips are to be knowledgeable of them and try to avoid them in your everyday products by reading the ingredients list on the things that you consume and use and buy and choosing those products wisely. So on the website, I've listed several links, and you can go to their apps, like Think Dirty app that helps you scan the barcodes on things you're going to buy or use. There's the safecosmetics.org link where you can plug it into the search. And there's all sorts of information that I provided on the website. And just in general, as far as your foods, we need to eat real whole foods and stay away from the processed foods because that's where all those chemicals are getting in. And again, African Americans are disproportionately consuming processed foods. So that's why we need to be effective ingredients in our household.
Like my guy be talking shit, be saying like,
For
you
those
know what I mean?
harmful toxins
Young
on the
girls walking
ingredients
the
list and
streets
avoid
and
those
looking
in
like
our
they
personal
homeless and
care
shit,
stuff as
but
well.
looking grown as hell
So
just
go
walking the
vegan.
street, cause you know you'll never gonna see a
That may be
grown
it.
grown woman just walking the
Vegan,
street.
okay.
She ain't got it all, but
Thank you, doctor. That was
Scary.
wow.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, and you're going to be around for the next
yeah.
hour to
My
answer
buddy of
questions
mine, he said
at
this
646464.
prostitute
I'm
in
sure you're
training,
going to
you
get a
know,
lot of
they
questions. I hope
prostitute,
your
you know,
first appointment is not at 8 o'clock.
training to catch
No, it's
niggas.
not. I'm
Thanks,
ready.
Dr.
You're
Candace
ready?
Jones. We
Thank
You
you.
appreciate
guys,
you.
anytime.
Thank you so much.
The thing
Boy,
is what's
that's
making the
scary, huh?
motherfuckers look that damn grown, man. It's making them look
Right.
that damn old. So, alright, my peoples. That's all I got for you, man. I was gonna talk through it, but I ain't need to talk. Shit, you hear what she's talking about, point blank. And shit, continue living how you want to live, or change it up. Change it up, man. You know, make sure your kids know about the effects of puberty and what's going on with themselves and their body. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.